The number one show I know that we all agree on is Break the Bank with X Lurk and Dion.
Yo, it's good. Welcome back to another episode of the Break the Bank podcast. As you see, X and Dion, they ain't here, but we got special guest Charles in the house. First time ever from Multiplicity Media, co-host of Kicking It with the Brothers. What's good, my brother? How you doing?
And can't complain. Had to bitch and moan in some group chats to get on this show. But it's cool, man. I love X, I love Dion, but them niggas over me, come on, man. Like, stop it, fucking stop it. Happy, man. Happy to be here.
Bitch and moan is crazy. You sent one message. All it took was one time. All it took was one time, and look, we here.
But less, our friendship has been growing recently, like so.
Yo, and not for nothing, I really you see what I did there, right? When you first said something, anytime anybody say something about being on the show, I just be like, yo, Dion's in charge of that. But
So ain't
you the
nobody.
first person, but you the first person I said that to, and then, you know, hit you up and was like, yo, come through. But we're both fans of Shogun. Both fans. We were talking a little bit about that before we started recording. It kind of sucks that they talking about it's only gonna be 10 episodes and nothing else. But the shit is fire, bro. I fuck with it. How are you feeling about the show so far, though?
I mean, in a world right now, we're in a lot of good shows out right now. It's by far the best show on TV. That shit is cooking at a very very high level. Like I said, I'm kind of salty that it's gonna be one season two, but man, we're gonna have to enjoy it, man. Maybe they'll start putting out some more Asian content because man, the whole I don't know if we call it medieval Asia, whatever the fuck we want to
Feudal
call it.
times. Feudal times.
I guess it's popping. It's a lot of stories to be told in that time frame. So
Facts.
excited.
And the book that this is based off of, the author wrote he got like a whole Asian series where that takes place at different points throughout the feudal times. So they could always grab another one of those books that aren't as popular as Shogun and, bring it to the forefront. We've seen a lot of the Asian stuff coming out too, not to get off topic, but like with Warrior, the brother's son on Netflix. There's another show on there too. I forgot what the name of it is. It's on my watch list. But there's another one though.
I don't know. Warriors top tier.
Huh?
The Warriors top tier. My man from I don't understand how my man from Warrior isn't one of the biggest actors in the world.
Yo, that show is beast. That show is beast. And they just added it to Netflix recently too. But there's quite a few different Asian shows that are out right now that's quite fire right now.
Random, but did you ever watch Gamora?
Who?
Gamora.
No.
Okay, yeah, we might have to get you right with I might have to get you up on Gamora. That's probably one of the illest shows I've ever seen. A lot of subtitles, but
I can't be too high when I'm watching it because if there's a lot of subtitles, like with Shogun, I don't really smoke when I'm watching Shogun because after a while, the subtitles, I start getting distracted. I got ADHD, the munchies kick in, and I'm moving around. So that's something where I like to be able to focus and pay attention. And then even without the subtitles, there's a lot of dialogue in this show, which I enjoy though. Dialogue, as long as it's a well written story, I'm all for dialogue. But by far, best show that I'm watching right now that's like currently giving new episodes, by far gotta be Shogun. This last episode, I want to say like it wasn't as popping as the first two. Well, the first three. Cause this show is very fast paced. That's one thing I'll say about this show. It's very fast paced. So I couldn't that in that sense I can understand why it's not gonna be a season two because of how fast they going through this whole story. But the build up, the constant build up, and then the action that they climax with, like pause, is fire. This one, it wasn't that much action, and it seemed like we was going over like a greater time period than the first three episodes. but it was cool though. It was cool the way they got it. Like you got to see everything from like the Asians' perspective, other than the barbarian. Like they was calling him a barbarian since day one, and even in episode 4. But you got to see more of how the Asians are viewing everything, and not just because the first few it was more of a focus on the English on Blackthorn, right? That's his name, right? Blackthorn is
Books
more,
are
huh?
book the book is more about him.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that's dope, that's different, but dope is that the book, the whole thing, I didn't read the book, but from what I know about the book, the whole thing is pretty much like he's telling the story type shit. But with this, they giving you the perspective of the Asians too. Like you getting Blackthorn's perspective and on him being in a whole nother culture and a whole nother world for the first time. And then you get in the Asian's perspective and you get in multiple perspectives and feelings from it.
Right.
Where like some of them fuck with him, some of them don't, some of them despise him but work with him, some of them is plotting on him, like the whole shit, like how seeing the different emotions. It's been great acting and great storytelling the whole time.
One thing I do want to say, to go along with that, if you watch that show with the English dub, you're a piece of shit. Um, call it what it is. Man, read the subtitles, man. If you watch it with the English dub, there's a version on Hulu where you can watch it with the English dub. And at that point, you're cheating at a level that's not even fun, and you're stealing from the art.
I didn't even know that was an option. I'll be watching on YouTube TV.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think on Hulu there's an English dub. I ain't even tried to watch it because that shit looked like it probably ruin the show for me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Respect yourself. You deserve better. The people who created this show intended for you to watch that show a certain way. So refrain from the English dub.
One thing that fucked my head up about the show is in the first 2 episodes, and then even in the fourth episode. Well, more so the first two, right? In the first 2 episodes, everybody, with the exception of a handful of people, needed an interpreter to communicate with Blackthorn and the Portuguese.
Right.
But in episode 3, they were all talking English like it was their first language. Episode that shit fucked my head up all episode 3 because they talking to each other, like the Asians are communicating to each other in English. They communicating with Blackthorn without an interpreter. But then at the end of episode 3, he needs an interpreter again.
But you always gotta remember they're speaking Portuguese to him.
No, yeah, I know the whole time when they speak in English, it's really Portuguese, right? But that, so even when I say English, I'm referring to them speaking Portuguese and not
Yeah.
Japanese. So all episode 3, I don't want to butcher his name. What's the dude? How you pronounce his name? The dude behind me? Pause.
Yeah, I'm not about to do that
Is
either.
it Toranaga?
Yeah, there you go.
So Lord Toranaga, right?
Yeah.
He's speaking English throughout the episode.
Is
And
he?
then he's
You might be
speaking,
watching the English dub.
huh?
You might be watching the English dub.
Nah, because then at the end of the episode, he needs the interpreter again.
He got subtitles most. I feel like the whole show to me.
Nah, he was talking Japanese most of the episode, but throughout the episode, here and there, you'll catch him talking English. But most of the time, when he's talking to the other Japanese people, he's talking in Japanese. But then you catch him talking English here, talking English there. But then at the end, he needs her to translate to teach him how to dive.
This conversation itself just highlights the shit's confusing, and it should be a little clearer. And I'm with you. I'm 100% with you because I be having to catch myself because even the sailor, he's English, but he's sailing on a Dutch ship, but they speak in Portuguese. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But they all supposed to be British. Yeah, so I was reading the interview in I believe it was the Hollywood Reporter with the creators. And the interviewer brought up the fact that they supposed to be speaking Portuguese, but they speak in English. Because I was confused too in the first episode. they talking English while they on the ship, and then he's like, "Yo, don't worry though, I'm fluent in Portuguese." And then when he goes and he's talking to the Portuguese, they all talking English. So they said it was hard to find people. It was hard to find people that were experienced and had the quality of acting for the show while also being able to fluently speak Japanese and Portuguese.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it was easier to find good actors that spoke both Japanese and English than Portuguese and Japanese. So they just had everybody speaking English and metaphorically is Portuguese, I guess.
Yeah, that
Because
makes
I
sense.
was confused as fuck, and I was like, all right, now everything makes sense when I was reading that interview. Because I was
Yeah.
confused as fuck too. But the action on this, the story, how gangster this and smart Lord Toranaga is.
Missed that man last episode.
I was kind of tight that he breathes, but then did you see the previews to the next episode?
Yeah,
It
it
looks
gave me
like it's about to be jumping all over again.
it gave me a little it gave me the little flourish with the fan to let him know what it was.
He had the, but you see what he did? He took he took control. He sent the other dude. He sent the other dude and had everybody cheering for him and praising his name, and then he bounced on him without even enjoying the celebration that they set up for him. Cause
Killed it.
remember, you saw some face when they started cheering his name.
He was salty.
He
Yeah,
was salty,
he stay fucking up though.
but he's a sherm. That's why he's playing both sides of the fence.
Awfully.
He's playing both sides of the fence. I can't wait till he get caught slipping because he's wilding.
Yeah.
He's a bird.